Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Skysterix. So again, you have you have another Sacred Shard open event. All right, this is so brilliant, and I'm going to open my shards. I have 11 Sacred Shards already, and I think that is a big moment to get some specific champions in this game. I'm going to show you guys right now exactly the champions that I'm aiming and that I'd like to have in this game. So let's go first over here in the sacred order. So the first specific champion that I'd like to have is this girl right here, Martyr. So this champion right here. She's a legendary defense champion. All right, she's the spirit affinity, and I'd like to have her because she has lovely skills. A1, she attacks one enemy, has a 45% chance of place a 6% decrease defense. All right, this is so great. A2, she places a 60% increased defense buff and a counter attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. So this is excellent for clan boss. All right, even A1 and A2. So A3, she attacks all enemies and places 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns and places a provoke debuff for 1 turn. You have 2 cooldowns right here, so that can be 4 turns, which is lovely. All right, we have 1 cooldown right here in A2 that can be 3 turns and A1. So you have 1 cooldown right here and 2 cooldowns right here. All right, for this champion, it's really worth for you invest any book, any epic books, because you have to go for the cooldowns right here. All right, and she's excellent for clan boss, and even for dungeons or even for faction wars and everything. I really, really, I really like this champion right here. And for some other champions, they call that this champion right here is the demo in the raid Shadow Legends in the game, right? Because he's so insane. She's so insane. Even when you talk about arena as well, right? All right. So she's very, very useful. So this is the one that I'd like to have. The other specific champion that I really, really want to have as well is this guy right here, the Hoshard the Tower. Why I'd like to have him? Because uh, he has this specific skill right here. We have 2 cooldowns, like A3, and he places a block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is excellent as well for clan boss and even for arena, and of course that you this champion right here can be really useful for dungeons and everything in this game. All right. So A1, he attacks one enemy. He has a 50% chance of removing one random buff from the target. And A3, A2, he attacks one enemy and he places a block cooldown skills debuff and a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted. All right. So this is really great. And this champion right here, he's a magic affinity and HP champion. He's a HP champion. And what matters in this champion right here, if he's going to build this champion, is speed and HP. All right. So he really worth as well to invest any kind of book, because this champion right here can be really really useful. And imagine that here is going to have 3 turns, and here is going to have 4 turns. All right. So this is the second one that I'm aiming to have in this game. So the next one that I'd like to have, the March is she's a legendary champion. Is the books that I made a mistake, but is the legendary books, right? So you have to invest in the books in this girl. So the next one is Homero. Homero. This guy right here, because he's an excellent healer, he can be really useful for everything in this game. And A1, he attacks one enemy. He places 7.5% continuous heals buff on the ally with the lowest HP for one turn. A2, he places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. It steals one buff from the run from a random enemy. We have one cooldown right here that can be 4 turns. All right, and A3, he places a shield buff on all allies equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. Places a 30% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. So this skill right here can be really useful and to help your team survive in clan boss because it's going to protect your team, all right, with the defense as well, okay, with the shield. So this guy here can be really useful as well, as I already have Juliana, and this is so great if that would be so great if I get this champion right here. All right. So for this faction over here, so these are exactly the champions that I'd like to have in this game. Okay, you have Cupidos. Cupidos can be really useful as well, but as I already have Juliana, I don't need another HP burn champion in this game. Even though this guy right here is excellent for that, and he can have a lovely partner with Venus. You know, if Venus would be part of the same team, of course that you have to get Venus. That is this girl right here. But maybe in the future or something. But I'm not aiming this guy for the moment because I already have Juliana. All right, so here you go. The other champions that I'm aiming uh, between the legendary champion is this guy right here, Gurgod the Algor. So this legendary champion, he's attack champion, he's a void finish, but opportunities is you won't be able to get this champion through the sacred shards. But of course that this guy is so insane as well in arena and can be really useful for dangers and factual wars. So you guys can observe it right here. It's very specific for arena. All right, and yeah, maybe in the future in time with another void event champion, and I can try to look for that. But yeah, this is one. So for this event, between here, these champions, the champion that I'd like to have is I think is this one, right? Ignatius. He's a defense champion. He's excellent for arena as well. He's magic affinity. A1, he attacks one enemy. He has a 15% chance of place a stun debuff for one turn. He attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing provoke debuff for one turn as well in all enemies. A3, he attacks all enemies and has a 75% of chance of place a HP burn debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted. So uh, this guy right here, I think that he's so great as well. Even though I have Juliana, but like for clan boss, he can be kind of useful. But the focus for me in this for about this guy right here is for arena. All right, and I think that he can be really useful there. As you guys can observe in the reviews right here, he's very offensive to arena. Okay, and he has this aura and increase allied defense in all battles by 25%. So, and I think that this guy can help me in dangers for a high end, like for high stages in dangers, all right? And I think that these guys can be really useful because you have all these attack all enemies AI skills, all right? And I really love that. Even though A1 he attacks one enemy, but these other skills right here can be really useful, and I think that he can be a really good option in this game to have it. So this is the champions that I'd like to have it from the part of the Ogren tribes. Okay, so let's go further, and then the other champion here is part of the Banner Lords, and that's I'm aiming exactly is this guy right here, Septimos. Why am I aiming this guy right here? Because I think this guy right here can be really useful in clan boss doing this specific passive right here. Each attack has a 30% chance of increase the duration of all the buffs on the targets for one turn. That's why I'd like to have Septimos. His Spirit Affinity, he's a attack legendary attack champion, and of course that the damage inflicted by each attack increases by 30% if the enemy current HP is over 50%. So he's a true DPS dealer. All right, he can be really useful in plenty of specific activities in this game, even for faction wars, dangers, and everything. All right. So this guy right here is kind of a better performance of the Helikeeper or Drake or uh, I think he's Harding. This guy right here, yeah, Harding. So he's a better version of these guys, and he's a really DPS. He's a true DPS dealer. In this game, Septimos can be really uh, useful in this game. Yeah, many talk about clan boss. Okay, so let's move on. And the next champion that I'd like to have in this game, and that's Miami as well. No, this guy is part of the Arc here, and it's the Arc faction, and it's this guy right here, Birask. Why do you like this guy? I'd like to have this guy because this guy is a potential healer for clan boss. So A1 he attacks one enemy, fill this champion's turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical. A2 he attacks one enemy, okay. But the case is about this passive right here. Heals all allies by 10% of his max HP when he flicks a critical hit. That's why I'd like to have this guy right here as complement with another healer in the game for clan boss. And I think that he can can be a really good option in this game. All right. He's a HP champion and a Spirit Affinity are part of the Arc faction. So I'd like to have this guy because if you combine that guy uh, with this champion right here as part of the Skinwalkers, which is still school, that can be really insane, really great, and can be fantastic against the clan boss. And you can do like nightmare or ultra nightmare without any problems because you are going to have two supporters in the game. This guy right here is an excellent healer for clan boss. So A1 he attacks one enemy two times. It has a 10% of place and 5% poison. He's a poison dealer, but A2 he moves all the buffs from from a target ally, then heals them by 40%. A3 he places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns, heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. This guy right here is like I have no words to talk about this guy because he's the best I think in my opinion for clan boss because these two skills right here, A2 and A3, it's really worth uh, for clan boss and everything. You have one cooldown right here that can be 4 turns, and one cooldown right here that can be 3 turns. So this guy right here with excellent speed and everything can be really useful and help your team in CB to keep alive and to go further, and to get a lovely damage dealt against clan boss. Of course, that thing If you guys have the opportunity to have a specific champion right here, this guy right here, Sir Nicholas, doing this specific skill because he places unkillable buff and 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. If you guys have the opportunity to have this guy right here and this guy right here, that to be that to be so like that to be insane, really insane. It's so fantastic for everything because your team is possible to keep alive for minutes and minutes, maybe for an hour. I've seen one guy that got like 85 million damage, 85 million damage against clan boss in Ultra Nightmare because he was using this guy right here and together with Sir Nicholas. And they didn't they didn't use any other specific healer. This guy didn't use any other specific healer to support because these guys were here. These two guys were here were doing the service there. All right, so Steel School is one of that I'd like to have, and the other one that I'd like to have, if not, is this guy right here. He's an epic champion support as well. He's a great healer, and his name is Flash. I think he's Flash Tutor, Magic Affinity. Yeah, this guy right here. So A1, he attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of transferring one random debuff from this champion to the target, and heals all allies by 30% of their max HP, increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. This is so great in 4 turns. A3, he attacks all enemies and decreases the duration of all enemy buff by 1 turn, increases the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. So the A3 as well, you have a walk on down that can be 4 turns, and this skill right here can attend really well against the clan boss. This guy right here. So he's in my list to have in this game. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go the next champion that I'd like to have if it possible, and is part of the Dark Elves. And so here in Dark Elves, I have two specific champions that I'd like to have in the game. So the first one is this guy right here, the VZ of Alice, because he's so insane in this game. His skills, like this specific skill right here, each hit has a 30% chance of increase the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. For arena, this guy here can attend me very well for everything. I think he's fantastic, in my opinion. And A2 here, each read has a 50% chance of place a block buff debuffs, 50% decrease attack debuff, and 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. This guy right here can be really useful as well for clan boss, doing decrease attack right here. And he also has these other benefits of the heal reduction block buff and heal reduction. I think about the spirit boss in dungeons. All right, so he can attend me over there. So A3, he attacks one enemy, he applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and places them on all enemies. Place a perfect veil buff on the champion for 3 turns if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Alright, so and he has this passive right here where it's possible he starts each round with a perfect veil. And more the benefit of his aura, increase ally attack in dangers by 34%. This guy is really insane for dangers and everything, and can be really useful for clan boss as well, and he's force affinity. So here, so Zavia is force affinity. She's a legendary attack champion. She's exactly uh, the true champion about poison, debuffs, and everything. and she's a poison dealer, and she attacks one enemy 3 times. Each unit has a 40% chance of place a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. A2, she attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of place a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. And A3, she attacks all enemies, and enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So this can be really useful for even for goaling, ice goaling, and that's really lovely. And he deals damage from all poison debuffs on the target instantly. So poison debuffs, you only deal half of the standard damage when this skill hits bosses. But anyway, this this is very insane as well. And I think this girl right here can be attended properly for the clan boss, even though I have already occult brawler, and occult brawler is really great as well. Is the poison dealer in this game too. But this girl here is so great. She's a legendary champion, and I hope to have this champion, of course. And so A4, she attacks one enemy, applies a debuff spread, in fact, taking 4 round debuff from the target and placing them on all enemies. That's really great, insane as well. And unavailable when Bellanor is on the same team. And more, she has this specific aura where she increases ally attack in battles, so in all battles by 33%, and that can be really useful in everything in this game. She can attend you for everything, even dungeons, campaign, or faction wars, clan boss, and everything. All right, so this is the girl that you'd like to have. So another champion that I'm aiming to have in this game is this girl right here. Is high because she is great even for Spider Dan and for Arena. She is the best in my opinion in Arena. She attacks all enemies, has a 30% chance of place, a 60% decrease defense, the debuff for 2 turns. And A2, she attacks all enemies, inflicts 50% more damage against targets under debuffs. A3, she attacks all enemies, removes all buffs, has a 50% chance of place a freeze debuff for 1 turn. And more, she has the benefit of this aura, speed aura for all ally, and dangers by 33%. So this girl right here can be really useful for dungeons and mainly for arena. All right, if you decide to use her for clan boss, all right, but she's not the best option there. But for specifically for arena and in determined gameplay in this game, I mean, we talk about the dungeons, faction runs, and everything. She can be really useful over there. All right, and she's a magic affinity legendary attack champion. So, so for Dark Elves, these are exactly the champions that I'm aiming to have. So and now, Undead Hearts faction. Uh, I have the 3 specific champions, no, 4 specific champions that I'm aiming to have in this game. So the first one is this guy right here. I think he is the best for turn meter in this game. So he attacks one enemy 3 times and has a 30% chance of place a 5% debuff for 2 turns. So A2, he attacks all enemies and has a 50% chance of place a stun debuff in all enemies for 1 turn. And he places a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns if the target is not under a stun debuff. So this is really great. A2 and A3, he attacks all enemies and decrease the turn meter by 75%. So this guy right here can be really useful because A2 is insane in my opinion. All right. And in A3 as well, he attacks all enemies in the turn meter. So it's the same about raising because raising is another solid champion in this game. It has this guy right here, and both are kind of similar, but this guy right here is really, really insane. And because he put a stun and decrease the speed and everything, I think this guy right here, and he can be useful as well for clan boss. You guys can observe here, clan boss, arena fence, campaign location, spiders. Then, so this guy right here can attend you very well in plenty of parts in this game, and to support in everything. And he's a attack champion, Spirit Affinity. So the next one is Bad Alcazar. I'd like to have Bad Alcazar because for me, he's one of the best healers in this game as well. He attacks all enemies and heals this champion and all allies by 20% of the damage inflict. So A2, he moves all the buffs from all allies, places two 15% continuous use buffs on all allies for 2 turns. Place 2 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. He is also a poison dealer and he also a healer. It's the same about Steel School, but I think Steel School is best for the service, but Bad Alcazar is really great as well. And he has this passive inflicting 50% more damage against targets under poison debuffs. And more the benefit of this aura, increase ally critical rate in all battles by 25%. And this aura right here can be really useful for clan boss because he can attend in all battles in this game. Okay, so Bad Alcazar is part of my list. The other guy is this guy right here, Skartorzis, and his Force Affinity as support champion. And Skartosis he attacks all enemies, has a 30% chance of stealing one random buff from each enemy. A2, he places a 50% increase attack buff and a 30% increase critical rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. And you have it like will go down 3 turns right there. So that can be really useful. A3 is it's so crazy. 3 7 turns. We have 2 cooldowns that can be 5 turns, but he moves all the buffs from all allies, then heals all allies and fills their turn meter. The amount of each ally is healed increases according to the number of debuffs removed. That's really great. The amount of by which each ally's turn meter is filled increase according to the number of debuffs removed. Okay, that's really lovely. He can be a healer as well, but I think this guy right here can attend more specifically for dungeons, faction wars, and for arena. All right, so he has the benefit here to increase the light speed in dungeons by 33%. Skartosis. Okay, so Skartosis as Bel de Alcazar, they are both support champion Force Affinity. And the next one is Cryptic King Grail. I think it's Grail. This guy right here. Even though I have a Juliana, but this support champion, legendary champion Magic Affinity, he has A1 has a 60% placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Also, he has a HP burn as A2, 4 turns, that can be 3 turns, and has a 50% chance of place HP burn, 50% place of HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Attacks three attacks 3 times at random. And A3, 4 turns, attacks all enemies, places a freeze debuff on all targets for 1 turn, and they are under a HP burn debuff. Even though this skill here is not it doesn't be you not have any effect against the clan boss, but for arena or for any other specific battles in this game, this can be really useful. An extended duration of any active burn debuff for 2 3 turns. These effects cannot be resisted. This effect cannot be resisted. So this is A3 and more. He has this benefit of increase ally HP in all battles by 33%. Okay, so guys, all these champions are exactly the champions that I'd like to have when we talk about the legendary champions. About tonight, we have Venant. Um, I do not have any champion right here because this guy right here, Hegemon, is one of that is part of my list, but he's a void affinity and is this will not be able this event I will not be able to have this guy just specific for void and it's the same about Sir Nicholas right here and oh okay so guys I'm going to open my shards right now. So I hope to get specific champions as I could show you guys the champions that are part of my list. So let's see what's going to happen. Firstly, I'd like to have to open just one right here, one green one before I start. So okay, I got this. And now, guys, I'm going to open my sacred shards. So here you go. I already have the necessary amount to open all the shards right there. So Ishimi, look, and here you go. Here you go. Come, legendary champion. Let's go. The first one. Yes. Oh, Black Knight. Well, yeah, he can be really useful as well. Black Knight, he has unkillable buff, and this is oh my god, and this is skill right here. Yeah, he plays unkillable buff on this champion for one turn. Well, great, great, great. Now let's go. Ah, the next one. Okay, Void Affinity. Soul Drinker. So Soul Drinker is not bad. He's great as well. He decrease bomb debuff detonation count down by one turn. So he one also A2. Okay, this is a bomb dealer, and all right. So Soul Drinker. Yeah, so yeah, I think he's really useful for arena. Let's see clan boss right here. Yeah, clan boss more or less, but yeah, great, great. Great. So let's go next one. Next one is okay. Void Affinity, Crimson Helm. Crimson Helm. So what is she? She's a one is the one that have block damage. Yes. So this girl right here can be really useful as well for me. She has decreased attack. Yeah, increase defense, revive as well. Revive on that. Is very insane. Crimson Helm. Attacks for enemies also place and provoke the buff. So place a block the mage buff on this champion for one turn. So yeah, that's great. So let's move on. Here you go. Legendary champ, come on. I already have Drake, so let's go. Come on, yes! Yes! Dracomorph! Dracomorph, yeah, man. Yeah. He attacks one enemy. That's really great. I really love because he has weekend. This can be really useful even for spiders then. So where you go? Where you go? Yeah. Okay. Kitties. I do not have this champion. This is new for me and increase attack, heal reduction. Anyway, let's go. Let's move on. Legendary, legendary. Come on, two Drakes. Oh man. So here you go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, epic champion. Aina. I think Aina is good. I've heard about her. Aina. I think it's Aina. Aina. Anyways, let's go. Let's move on. The next one is okay, epic champion. Oh, Delver. Delver. I think I have it with her already. Yeah, I already have her already. So here you go. Let's go. Okay, epic champion again. Yes, yes, I got the regard sergeant. Yes, she can be really useful for clan boss as well. She has decreased defense and more decreased attack and more heal. Yeah, lovely. So here you go. Ah, epic champion. Yes, Sinesha already have his school crown, so my team for arena is done. Yes. So guys, I got Sinesha. That's really great, man. Spiders then and so this is really lovely. So I got Sinesha. Attack your enemies and attack one enemy puts the target's skills on cooldown, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 25%, equalize the HP of your allies. The HP levels of your allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP. The heals the targets by ally by 10% of their max HP, and she has this increased ally HP infection wars by 31%. But the case where is about the school crown because she is partnering with school crown. Okay, guys, these are all my sacred shards that I opened in, and I'm going to show you guys my school crown right here. She's right here. So she gets this revive right here. Revive these champions with 30% HP, unavailable with when Sinesha is on the same team. So now I have Sinesha, so I got some specific champions. And Dracomorph is really great, so I got lovely champions anyway. So I have okay, this guy right here. I already have him Holy Tunker. Okay, I got this guy Dracomorph. All right, so we did. This is really cool. And this girl right here, I think she can attend me properly for clan boss as well. So you got to here. You got a lovely team. So Drinker, Sinesha, Higard, Sergeant is Force of Finish, and she's a really she's a very good healer. I think in this game, ally protection continuous heals. So decrease defense, decrease attack. You have one cooldown right there, so that can be 3 turns. So this girl right here, and I can change some specific. I can form another specific clan boss team with this girl right here. So I have to study about my Dracomorph. So I'm focusing on some the team for my clan boss, but this guy right here. So he's magic affinity, and he attacks one enemy. The damage increases by 10% for each debuff on targets. Will attack one random enemy with any surplus damage if the target is killed. The damage inflicted is equal uh, to the triple of the surplus damage. So okay, attacks 4 times at random. Each read places a 5% poison debuff for 3 turns, and he places a 25 weaken debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. The more 60% decrease defense debuff for all enemies if ascending this champion right here. We have 2 cooldowns right there that can be 3 turns. Okay, so Dracomorph and Black Knight. Okay, Black Knight, more Rigard, Sergeant, more Sinesha, more Soul Drink. And I have to study about this girl. She's Aina, I think is Aina is her name. So she has a weakened debuff as well. And decreased defense for Yeah, Dragon Lair, Clan Boss. As Clan Boss do it the weekend away, but I have a Dragon Morph, so very interesting these champions that I got. So I have to see how this guy can be really useful as well. Attacks all enemies, damage increase according to the amount of HP this champion has lost. Okay, this guy right here can be really useful. He's a HP, but can attend me to support my allied team for clan boss because with this E2 right here and one cooldown that can be two every 2 turns, he's going to place a 15% continuous heal buff and 30% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. So one cooldown right here. I think this guy right here can fit pretty well for clan boss. All right. So Black Knight can attend me in clan boss as well. So let's see right here. Clan boss like okay, depends how he's going to. But I think this guy right here can be really useful over there because I've seen some guys having some specific good experience with him. So Black Knight, Dracomorph, Clan Boss. Yeah, Clan Boss because he's weak, has weakened poison. Is another poison weaken. This guy right here can attend me well there for Clan Boss. That's really great. Okay, guys. Well, these are my video for today. All right. So thank you for watching me. And if you'd like to leave a comment, just leave a comment right there. I'd like to interact with you guys and to see your opinion about the champions that I showed and the champions that I got as well. Okay. So I will have plenty of work to improve and to level up these champions that I already got. I have to check about my clan boss team as well because I'm totally focusing about my clan boss and how I'm going to change some specific champion right there to play some specific champion that I got today. Yeah, for arena, I got Sinesha, so I already have skull crown. So my team in arena, I think is sorted with Sinesha. All right, so that's really great. And well, thank you for again for watching everything and see you in the next video, guys. Bye.